everyone, it's me, Krista. Welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. If not, welcome for the very first time to my little art corner here on YouTube. Today is day 28 of Inktober, and today's prompt is ride. I decided for this one I wanted to go with a carnival-themed ride. I thought about possibly doing a Ferris wheel or a bumper car, and I landed on bumper car. When I was throwing in the sketch to do this, I also decided I wanted to give it a cute little cat face, so that's what I did. Right now I'm just getting my initial sketch in, and I'm just using one of those cheap Bic Mechanical Pencils that come in a bag. This one is 0.7 millimeters in the lead department, and it is 2. Just a number 2 mechanical pencil. Today was one of those busy days, so I'm recording this at about 11 p.m. the night before this is going to be posted, because I want to make sure I get all of these in. I am not going to fall behind now. I have made it too far in. After I get my pencil sketch in, I am going in with a Pentel Arts Hybrid Technica gel pen in black. And it's just a 0.4 millimeter one. I like the thickness of this. It's not too tiny, but it's not too thick. It's just right. I really like this pen because of the size, but also because if you go over it with any liquid media after this pen is dry, it will not smudge, it will not budge. It's pretty awesome in that regard. And this here is another one of those drawings where I am just going to try to go with the flow as much as possible. I don't have enough time to get super finicky with it and to finagle it too much. Just gotta get it done. After I get my pen outline in, I am just using an eraser to erase the pencil marks I have in before I start using some white ink to do lighter shading. And here's that white ink. I am just using Winsor & Newton white ink. I do start with a random Waterbrush pen that I have, and I end up switching over to the Caran one. This other one still had a tiny bit of red ink on it, and it was mixing in with the white. I did not want that for this drawing. I started with the white ink for this one because it's usually easier to start lighter and then go darker, A, but B, I also didn't want this to be a super dark drawing. I wanted it to be kind of whimsical and silly, not scary. I also decided with the background to do kind of bursts, almost like motion, but almost like light. I don't know. I just kind of went with it. And in case you cannot tell, I am using a toned paper. This is the Strathmore mixed media paper, toned blue. I know I say blue, but it looks more gray. It's a great mid-tone. I like it. Been using it a lot this Inktober. I start going in with a slightly darker gray marker. It is a Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pen. It is in warm gray, and it is a small brush one. And here I'm just trying to add a slightly darker gray in to add a little bit more shading. Then I start going in with a Kuretake Zig black marker. Don't know exactly what model this one is because it's all in Japanese and I cannot read it. I do know it has a fairly fine tip and that I like it. That's all I know. At this point with that black marker, I am just going over the main outline again and trying to get different line widths in different areas. Also adding a couple of little cross-hatching lines and some shading. I do love that little cat face I have on here. I think there are some other things I might do differently if I ever decide to do it again. I would definitely work on the lines I have in the background area. It's kind of weird. I do like the little bit of perspective I have going on because it gives almost an appearance of being over the bumper car, especially with how I have that line going. By line, I mean that cable that's attached to most bumper cars when they're inside the area. I also like how it emulates a tail for this. I bet a mouse or a puppy would be kind of adorable as well. I do start pulling in that warm gray marker again for more shading and to add more lines to the background. Soon I also start pulling in a white gel pen. It is not the Uniball Signo one that I normally like using. That one is nice. It's really opaque. That one's almost out of ink though, so I'm switching over to just a Sakura jelly roll. It works pretty well too. It's just not as opaque as the other one. Then I also start pulling in a white Sharpie to bring in some other highlights, and I do end up switching to a Posca pen later. I think the the ink was possibly still wet when I was applying this, so it faded really quickly in certain areas. It started blending in with the ink I already had down. That white Sharpie is a paint marker, though. It's a water-based paint marker. Thought I should point that out. And at this point, I am pulling in that Posca pen instead, and it is giving me a more opaque effect. Like I said before, I think the Sharpie was just blending in with the ink that was already there. At this point, I'm just jumping around like I normally do between the other items that I've already pulled in, adding a little bit of white here, and a little bit of black there. It's just what I do. I adjust multiple things at the same time. It's just how I roll. Random side note, I don't think it actually looks like the cat from Courage the Cowardly Dog, but the cat face on this bumper car is reminding me of that, and it makes me happy. A good section of this drawing is just me messing around with the background. I couldn't quite get the effect I wanted. I wanted to give an illusion of light or motion lines, and I got really messy with it, and I don't necessarily like the overall effect of how it turned out, but that is how it goes. Every drawing, every mistake is a lesson to learn. And hopefully, if I ever do something like this again, I will have learned that lesson. At this point, I am going over with the white ink over the lines in the background I already did to help soften it up. I thought the lines I had going were a little too harsh after I had finished them, and I think adding this ink helped out with that. I still can't believe Inktober is almost over. This is prompt 28, so there are only 3 more to go. I am excited to be done, but I'm also kind of sad about it. I think it's been a cool learning experience. I think I've learned different ways to make certain decisions in order to just get a drawing or painting going and moving and not overthink it too much in certain ways. This has been helpful for that. I also got to play with ink as a medium way more, and I've learned different techniques and different ways of using it. So that's been pretty sweet as well. It does seem like there are drawing challenges for every single month of the year. I don't think I'm going to do it that often. I might do a modified version of Huevember where I work with certain colors once a week. But we will see how I feel about that. If you want me to do that, please let me know in that comment section down below. We are at that magical point in the drawing where I am just going over certain things and adding the final touches. So this little kitty cat bumper car here is almost finished. If you liked this video, please hit that like button. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, or you want to tell me how you've been doing this Inktober, how far you've made it, what you've been using, any challenges you might have run into thus far, please let me know in that comment section down below. I really want to hear from you. If you want to see more videos like this, please feel free to subscribe. I do want to take this moment to thank you so much for watching this video and listening to me ramble about art supplies. I also want to thank everybody who has come to this channel at all this October and have watched, commented, subscribed. Thank you so very much. It's been very cool to hear from all of you, and I've really, really enjoyed it. Thank you again so much. I do really want to hear from you guys soon, and you'll definitely be hearing from me soon. Bye, everybody!